れば飛び交う雷鳴しょうもない音でかすれた生命今後千年草も生えない砂の惑星さ
Welcome everybody to the top 10 best anime of summer 2017. My name is Misty / Chronexia, and we just entered a new era in the anime world. Every 4 months or so we switch seasons, and with it comes a plethora of new shows. This summer is no exception, so let me walk you through this video's purpose. All of those shows currently have a handful of episodes out at the moment. I don't know how either will end, so my selection is merely based on the first few episodes. Could turn out great, could go to shit. But with what I've seen so far, I'm confident with the ranking I pulled up. As usual, we can talk about the best without talking about the worst, so let's go! Worst number 1? Question mark? Battle Girl High School. I'm putting a question mark on this one because it's more so the community than myself. I see a lot of people giving this show a bad rep, and this is one I do not agree about. While I can see it is not meant for me and my taste, which I can guess is also the same for everyone who poorly rated it, I can't take any points away for it. The constitution of the anime is simple. High school girls focus on killing monsters. Essentially, it's school love live idol project, but battle focus instead of stage performance. There's a lot of personas dumped on you at once, cause this is based on a character collecting game. The visuals are neat, and the girls are endearing. While it doesn't speak to me, it's a great show I would have my daughter watch. Worst number 2? Question marks again? 18F, another case of a poorly rated show. First episode is a giant case of WTF. Can't really grasp what is going on, plots all over the place, and main character is pretty bland. Yet I don't want to give up on this one. It feels like it has a lot of potential, and it comes off as one who needs time to have its pieces fall together. The animation and the visual really delivers, so besides being confusing at first, I don't think it's that bad. Otherwise, this is just gonna be another case of flip flappers, great anime with a terrible reception when it was back with just 1 episode. I'll put this one on hold, see where it goes. Worst number 3. No question mark on this one. Chronos Ruler. I really wanted to love this one. I have an unhealthy fascination for time-related story, and it started on a really good note. Great battle choreographies, decent art style, but it just face-planted with no grace. Unlikable character with no backgrounds that are simply asinine. My brother died because I forgot my violin. Girl, what? The comedy fall flat at every jokes, and it feels like everyone is always playing catch up to the events rather than reacting to them. It's like they go, oh yeah, this thing happens, insert exposition. Unless someone I trust vouch for it becoming legendary later on, this is a show that disappointed me the most. And finally, what I consider the utmost trash of the season, the reflection. It pains me to look at it for more than a few seconds. The backgrounds looks like they have been drawn in Microsoft Paint. The characters have no face unless they're close up to the camera. It's like there's a fucking draw distance for them to appear and they're on the lowest threshold of a Windows XP. There's no quality to this anime. It's like they saw how good My Hero Academia was and they wanted to ride the hype train before it dies. It's not even so bad it's good category, but whatever, that's just me. Now let's move on to the actual watchable shows.
Yo, 愛も変わらないメンツが集まったもんだな。新平、圭吾、稔。
よ、純一。
ああ、サジバ。
Number 10, Hajimete no Gal. Hajimete no Gal was a show I didn't think much of when it was pitched to me. Another mindless, ecchi anime that appealed to the common denominator. There's always one each season, and you gotta acknowledge it because, like it or not, the biggest anime audience is teenage boys, and they can't ever keep it in their pants. So, should you watch it? Yes and no. Every character besides the main girl character feels one-dimensional. If you're in for the fanservice, even the uncensored version will hardly satisfy you. There are plenty of better ecchi anime that delivers a story with a much better approach, but if you're starving for some perverted summer goodness, this is your only contestant. The story is about a generic main character who starts to date the school slut. Sounds inconsiderate, but it's legit that.
何が
ちょっと長引きそうな用事だから待たせるのは悪いし起きるのはまたにしよう。りょ、また今度行こうね。黒トカゲ星から来たの。
そういう冗談はよそでやってくれ。
冗談じゃないわ。
Number 9, Princess Principal. Princess Principal is an action-like show with a lot of supernatural elements. The whole anime feels very steampunk to me, and I'm sure you'd get the same impression if you were to try it out. The premise is set in the 19th century in London and involves a spy network quite convoluted. The story is about 5 student girls who are part of that network, and the activities they have to take on relying on their special abilities. If you like Joker Game or 91 Days, it has a very similar vibe going on. The whole thing is kept pretty clean. You got car chases, infiltrations, disguise, and the like. Think James Bond, but with anime waifu?
嘘でも言ってほしかったよ。ただの事故だって。
ねえ、外に出てみない？
気づかれないように少しだけ見つめる。それで時々思うんだ。好きって一体なんだ？
Number 8, Koito Uso. Koito Uso presented a pretty interesting premise. The story begins in an alternate Japan where instead of having to look for a girlfriend to marry, one is straight up appointed to you by the government. So it's like India? No, it's not like India. Well, okay, a little bit. But in this woe is me scenario, the main character refuses to give the girl he's given a shot because he wants to bone his classmate he's stalked since junior kindergarten. I've seen the first episode and I can already tell you how it's gonna unravel. It's gonna be drama, love triangle bullshit, drama, unsatisfying ending because the manga is not done being published. The anime is good, it's well made, main character is spineless, so that's a boner kill, but if you devour stories like Nisekoi, this will be right up your alley.
ちょっと君
だから何の前触れもなく我が子一の美少女に声をかけられた瞬間僕天野啓太の脳みそは
Number 7, Gamers. Gamers is maybe not a show that will attract everyone's attention, but it charmed me instantly. Perhaps it has to do with the fact that I'm a gamer myself as well, but I really connected to the game and the reference they make. It actually makes me giggle constantly. FPS guy playing a ripoff Counter-Strike, fighter girl playing straight up Guilty Gear, it's hilarious. Honestly, I can see this anime going on for many episodes. It offers a great morale with the main character only wanting to play games because they're fun and not caring for the actual competitive side. But again, I can tell this is a case of connecting with me more on a personal level than a transient one. The anime itself seems like a fun rom-com, but it's one out of thousands, hence why I can't put it any higher than number 7.
一度見学に来てみてくれないかな、ゲーム部。ね。ごめんね、遅くなっちゃった。
かれこれ10分。まだ勇気が出ないのか。あのさ。待って。
本当？
Number 6, Tsurezure Children. Tsurezure Children is personally right up my alley. It's a romantic comedy type of anime about several students and every episode is wrapped up within 12 minutes. The way the anime is portrayed is showcasing every individual in a literal slice of life approach. The first episode begins on a girl wanting to do a confession to a guy she loves, then it skips to another girl doing the same to another guy, and so forth. Each segment gets about 3 minutes of interaction, but just like Honobo no Log, it's all you need. Each character, despite being portrayed as archetype, are incredibly likable and charming. It's a 4-coma based anime, so every segment comes as of tiny skits, but they're little smiles in a can you should enjoy whenever you're down.
いや僕も鬼じゃない意外と協力的だね
別に初めてでもねえし金さえもらえれば誰とでも
ちょっとやめてよごめんテンション上がるよねもうやったな
Number 5, Yokoso Jitsuryoku Shijo Shugi no Kyoshitsuye, also known as Classroom of the Elite. The show starts off with a really snob approach. A bunch of students move onto this prestigious school's campus and are forced to live here with no way out. Instead of money, they are given points based on merits. 100,000 points they get to spend at their leisure every month. Of course, there's a catch, and they spend the whole first episode foreshadowing it, since the whole class goofed off, spent their entire allowance, and didn't care about repercussion. When the next month comes, they're shocked to find out that they didn't get a single point for this month. Really cool premise with characters who seem to have more than one dimension to them, especially after episode 3. Definitely check it out, it'll blow your mind.
勉強会を開くそうよ
勉強会
ええ
内戦だよな
はい1年 D 組の
なんかよ私忙しいから手短にね
今朝方生徒会からこんなものが届いたのですが
あ
このふざけた
Number 4, Kakegurui. Oh, where do I even begin with this one? This anime is the most perverse, not pervert anime I have found out. Let me explain. Normally, the word pervert referred to lewd content. In this case, it is not. The anime has an overall deviant, twisted, corrupted, even distorted perception of the world, and every character is psychologically insane, going down a spiral of mental instability every time. What I'm getting at is this anime makes me feel uneasy every second, from a girl playing Russian roulette on her own for the simple kick of it, to characters going into gambling for the thrill of the bet. The story is about a gambling school and, well, you have to see it for yourself. This anime is nothing shy and excellent at what it tries to portray, a definite highlight of the summer well worth your time.
偽善者が
随分と気前のいいことですね
こいつ借金3億1000万あるらしいからな絶対同じ犯にはなりたく
おいこいつなんだっけ前のクラスで一緒の
Number 3, Ballroom Hey Yokoso. It's a bit hard to find a way to sum up this anime compared to all the other ones out there, so if I had to put it simply, I'd say this is the Yuri on Ice of the season, except instead of ice skating choreography, you get ballroom dancing. The story follows a third-year middle school student who, after being rescued by a professional dancer, joins the world of stage dancing. You follow him as he learns to develop his own style and meet with friends and rivals alike, so he eventually finds himself a suitable partner. I gotta say the music in this show is stellar, and you can see a deliberate passion in the art and animation alike. This anime shows a lot of promises, and I definitely don't see myself messing up on this prediction. Check it out, you'll get what I mean.
人間の動きじゃないみたいだ
悪い
戦国さん
さあやりますか査定ナンバーワン
Number 2, Made in Abyss. I hear you. You're looking at this entry in disbelief, thinking I made a mistake, but I assure you it's at the right spot. Anyone who dared to give this anime the time of the day has nothing but praises for it. It looks like a kid show. Don't let it fool you. Don't let it Madoka Magica your ass, cause you will miss out on one of the shiniest entry of this season has to offer. Made in Abyss is an adventure drama story about Riko, an orphan girl who wished to explore the cave within the abyss near her town. There, she meets a robot-like boy, and together they start to bond and go on adventures. Give it a chance, you'll surprise yourself by how captivating this anime is.
こんなものだろう来週また
なんか睨んでる
異物は孤児院の大事な稼ぎだそいつを懐に
しかしまあ弟子とはなあの半端者が
ヒューゴまったくもう
And finally, number 1, Mahotsukai no Yome. Oh wow, 2 weeks in a row stealing the first spot on the list? That's a first on my channel, but I kind of set myself up on that one, doing Top 10 Magical last Saturday. But I had to include it again this week, covering the absolute best of the summer. Can't put it out solely on the fact that I had it last week. It's the absolute best anime this season. Anyways, Mahotsukai no Yome is a story about a girl who has nothing to lose and who meets a creepy magus. She decides to follow him, and you spend the episode wondering if he's a good person or simply hopes to drag her in the shadows. The anime was made by Wit Studio, who have kept impressing me in the last 4 years. Mahotsukai is the anime to follow this season, and I can't recommend it enough, so check it out. And now on to sequels. Normally I also do a mini top 10 about the sequels of shows who have aired before. Unfortunately this season there isn't even 10 of them, so it makes it a bit tricky. And so instead I'm decided to highlight the 5 more pertinent ones you might care about, and as usual we'll do them in a lightning round. Number 5, Hellgirl Season 4, scary little girl is back to haunt your dreams, she might touch you in your no-no place. Number 4, Fate of Apocrypha, or how I like to call how the fuck are we gonna spin another Holy Grail war. Number 3, Senshi Zesho Sinful Gear AXZ, 4th season of Idol vs Alien vs Predator, that's a pedophile joke. Number 2, New Game, missed the opportunity to call this season New Game Plus, seriously it was right there. Number 1, Owari Monogatari 2nd season, just to confuse the timeline even more. That's quite a lot of anime. Hopefully this list is varied and selective enough to pinpoint you what should be worth your time during this summer season. I'm also sorry if I didn't get your favorite in, but the point is simply to find you new shows to watch. Regardless, if anything, it told you of what's available, and if you choose to pick any from this list, I consider my job well done. Thank you so much for watching this video. In case you missed the spring lineup, I'll leave it at the end card. Those shows are all done and wrapped up, so you could go pick something from them instead if you're more the binge-watchy type person. I'll see you guys next week. Love ya!
I've been through the hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.